Super Troopers movie review, starting meow.
Am I saying meow?
I thought...
Don't think, boy. Meow, do you know how fast you were going?
Hey everybody, JustinWatchesMovies here. Hope everybody is doing well. Time for another collab movie review, this time for Super Troopers, which was released in 2001 by the group Broken Lizard. And this is in preparation for Super Troopers 2, which comes out this weekend. And I decided to bring along a great friend and awesome YouTuber, Adam for Almost Sideways. As always, Adam's going to share his thoughts first, and then I'm going to jump in afterwards, share my thoughts. After this video, make sure to go over to Adam's channel, subscribe to his channel, show his channel some love. So Adam, what did you think about this 2001 comedy, Super Troopers?
Hey everybody, my name is Adam with Almost Sideways. I do reviews, reactions, and rankings. Basically, I love talking about movies, and I want you guys to join the conversation. So if you guys like that kind of stuff, head on over to Almost Sideways. And again, this is an awesome opportunity to be on Justin Watches Movies channel. Justin and I are good friends, and I'm just so happy to be back on the channel. Once again, it's been way too long. And today we're talking about Super Troopers from 2001. It's a comedy that I actually just watched for only the second time in my life. I watched this film a while ago with one of my good buddies. I think I was about 5 years ago. It's the first time I watched it. And I thought it was okay. I enjoyed it, laughed a couple times. Rewatching it, however, I thoroughly was entertained by this dry, crazy sense of humor film that had me pretty much chuckling throughout the whole entire film. Some really crazy characters in this movie. It's about these 5 Vermont state troopers who are avid pranksters who want to try to save their jobs and outlast, or outdo rather, the local police by solving this crime and this big drug bust. Once they find the drugs, chaos breaks loose with these guys. There are so many quotable lines. My favorite character in this one is also my least favorite character, and he's Farva. This big guy who wants to drink a liter of cola. A liter? You gotta have a liter of cola? A liter? So it's a crazy character here, but for his character, he was basically the dispatcher who gets to go back on road. On his first day back on road, he attacks a restaurant, a fast food employee, and then gets sent back to dispatch. It's crazy stuff like this that kind of finds these characters rather lovable. We're seeing these characters progress through the film, doing pranks on local residents, people driving down the highway. They're pranking as well. There's one prank in particular in this film that is rather funny to watch play out. One of the state troopers bets the other one that he can't say the word meow 10 times while he's trying to pull over this person and giving them a ticket. But he says stuff like, you know how fast you meow driving? Or something like that in a sense. But it comes across so funny, and just, you're like trying to, like, this is so awkward, but it's so funny at the same time. And I think that's what a big positive of this film is, that if you have that kind of dry, awkward humor, you're definitely going to love this film because it plays to that style of comedy. The characters play really well off each other. There's no big name actors in this film. Maybe Brian Cox, who is the leader of the Vermont State Troopers. He's probably the biggest star in this film, but even then he's not like a big A-lister anymore. But all these cast members, even though they're not well known, they all have great comedic timing. They all have good chemistry with one another. I can definitely tell you they're definitely having a lot of fun on this set while they're making this film. And I'm so glad I actually rewatched this one going into Super Troopers 2, because I was like, I don't think I would appreciate that film unless I go back and rewatch this one, so I'm glad to have this opportunity. It definitely has a solid line of humor throughout the story. Even though these state troopers have to save their job, they rather just have a fun time and prank each other. And so you're left wondering throughout the whole entire runtime of the film, are they going to get their jobs back? Are they going to do the right thing? Are they going to stumble into the means of this crime? Are they going to be able to solve it? You're left with that kind of wonder, but you're also laughing throughout the entire time because how lazy, how blatantly wrong these cops are acting, and even their foul mouths too. But it just has that awkward humor to it that absolutely works, and definitely it's a big cult classic for sure. And I'm gonna give Super Troopers a 2.5 out of 4 stars on my scale. I think it's a good recommended film. I don't think it's for everybody, of course. It's not going to play at everybody's style of humor. If you like that dry style of humor, you're definitely going to have some fun with this movie. I think this is definitely bona fide cult classic for sure. So thank you so much, Justin, for having me back on your channel talking about Super Troopers that came out in 2001. That's 17 years ago. We're finally getting a sequel. Hopefully Super Troopers 2 is going to be a fun time. Looking forward to hearing your thoughts on it as well, Justin. Anyway, guys, my name is Adam with Almost Sideways. I do reviews, reactions, and the ranking videos every single week. So if you guys like that kind of stuff, head on over to Almost Sideways and join the conversation of all things movies. Right now, we're doing Marvel month because we're leading Avengers Infinity Wars dropping soon. So a lot of Marvel-related content is on the channel right now. I will see you guys over there in the comments section. See you later.
Thanks, Adam, for another collab. Can't wait to collab again in the future. Super Troopers, for me, I never really paid attention to as a kid. Everybody that was in my friends group always loved quoting this movie, talking about how the snozberries taste like snozberries, and kept on saying meow. And I knew what they were talking about because I've heard the references a lot, which is weird to me because I really liked Beer Fest and Club Dread, which were two Broken Lizard movies, and it's weird to me that I never paid attention to Super Troopers. I actually never watched it until a couple days ago, actually. But Super Troopers works. It's a comedy and it's hilarious at times. What I think really works in this film is the chemistry amongst the five friends. This movie is about a small town police station that is competing with a bigger police station over a drug bust so they can keep their station up and running. And with the five actors working together, and they've worked together previously and they worked together after that as well, you can tell that they're really friends and the chemistry is really genuine. And that leads to some really well-timed jokes as well. A lot of the jokes feel as though they're just ripping on each other, and a lot of the jokes just flow naturally. None of the jokes in here feel forced or they're scripted. A lot of the jokes just seem like they were improvised on screen. One thing that I was questioning myself and my wife was questioning as we were watching the movie, about halfway through the film, she was just thinking, what is this movie about? And it does honestly take some time for this movie to really understand its plot. A lot of it's just them goofing off and messing with citizens, why they pulled them over, and seeing how many times they can say meow and different things like that. So a lot of it is just goofing off and having fun, which I don't mind. It's a lot of fun in the beginning, but if you're wanting a strong plot and something to connect to, I feel like this movie takes its time to get to its plot, which is them finding this drug bust and them trying to keep their police station up and running. And it takes a little time to actually get into that. The first half of the film I feel is like just building up the characters and the relationships and showing the audience a good time, and then get into the plot and, you know, having other character relationships evolve and other characters, you know, doing little things off to the side. So a lot of the beginning is just building up that fun, which I didn't mind. My wife just noticed that the plot took its time to get started, and I noticed that as well. She's like, what is this movie about? And I was like, cops having fun? That's all I could really tell her as she asked that question. But Super Troopers is a fun movie. A lot of the jokes are hilarious, really well timed. It doesn't rely on gags to tell a story, even though that there are some nudity scenes and, you know, different things like that, but the movie is hilarious. The jokes flow naturally and they're really well timed. The chemistry is really great, but the plot does take its time to get started, but that's okay because the movie is a lot of fun. I'm going to go ahead and give Super Troopers a B. Have you seen Super Troopers? What do you think about it? I'm really looking forward to the second one. I don't know. I hope it's a lot of fun. I really like the group Broken Lizard. I remember in 8th grade constantly watching Beer Fest, and a few summers before that watching Club Dread. And I actually really want to go back now and watch Beer Fest because I had a lot of fun with that movie. And then they had another one a couple years later called Slammin' Salmon, which I watched as well. It wasn't as memorable as Super Troopers or Club Dread or Beer Fest as well. But what's one of your favorite have you seen from this group called Broken Lizard? You guys are the best as always. Make sure to go to Adam's channel, subscribe to his channel, hit that bell notification as well as mine. He does movie reviews, ranking videos, trailer reactions, Blu-rays, and Funko Pop hauls just like me. So make sure to go to his channel and subscribe right away. You guys are the best as always. This is Just Watch Movies, and you guys stay classy, YouTube.